Let's get her going here. Live on Sportsnet 360, 590 The Fan in Toronto. Streaming always on Sportsnet Plus. And when you can't catch us live, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube.
Me too?
Yep. We welcome you into our Montreal Canadian edition of the show.
Oh, my God.
How can
Tough week.
Okay, first of all, I swear to God, I didn't do this on purpose. I'm watching.
None of us focus
I'm
until
watching
the mic
Vanderbilt
comes on.
right now play McCheesy, and then out of the corner of my eye, I see the blue, blonde, rouge of the Montreal Canadiens. Sammy, you cannot go into a Leaf Hour edition with a Montreal Canadian jersey hanging in the background.
Did we have that up yesterday? A Habs
I
sweater?
don't know. He's slipping.
Today is Leafs Fan Day, and so we've got a beautiful JVR sweater going up.
Sorry, I mean, of all the jerseys to leave up there,
That
for the
was
Leafs hour, that's
especially insulting.
Yeah, I think it was the Fan Hockey Show had it up. So
Yeah.
I don't know who they were talking to, but they had to have the Habs jersey up today.
I did participate today in
You
the
did?
first ever Leaf Fan Day.
Oh, you did it.
I did.
It's so funny that this would not come up yesterday or today.
No, I think I did mention it to you guys.
No chance.
I found out about the Fan Day today when I saw a Twitter video of them doing Simon Says on the blue line. That's when I found out
Who
about
was
it.
doing Simon Says? The fans?
Leafs.
All right.
Yeah, I was there
Simon?
from 10 to 11. I was in a Rogers area with Jake Muzzin,
Cool.
taking pictures and signing autographs.
Nice.
And let me just tell you something, okay? Leaf Nation, alive and well.
Yes.
Okay.
Love that.
Everybody knows where they are. Everybody knows the challenges ahead.
Yep.
But the love,
No less committed.
unbelievable.
That's awesome.
And I just
for you
say, God bless them all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank God for
half,
them.
Half the building, like, full.
That's awesome.
And hanging out with Jake was great, too. He's what a class act, man. Boy,
Smart dude.
could they have used him the last couple of years.
Could he not handle more?
Can I play devil's advocate for a second?
Sure.
That is when you go, if you are willing on March 19th to go to a fan fest of a last place in the division hockey team, that is like the
True believers.
truest.
You
like,
are the cultists.
Those 8,000 in the building today were the truest of true Leaf fans.
Truest.
They
Like, that
should have
is-
walked around to every fan there and given them a ticket to a game the rest of the way.
Totally. Been like, hey,
Listen,
you guys want to come to this? How
uh,
about, could you try a game?
As far as I was concerned, I think they got free popcorn. Everything was brought right down, including food. I think you can get a hot dog for a couple of bucks. Interaction.
Toonie dog?
And let me just tell you something. At least, I don't know if they were completely truthful with me or not, but every mom, dad, and child, very high on the real Kyper Bourne show.
That's awesome.
Okay.
That's awesome.
And a
Sometimes
couple
I
of,
feel bad when we're
couple
negative.
of Sammy references for sure,
Well, yeah.
where they can totally relate. And yeah, I mean, I
I'm blushing.
felt okay. Now, were they just being nice?
Probably.
Were they lying to me? I don't care.
I think it's nice that the Leafs let you in.
I didn't get kicked in the shins.
Tree
Right?
wasn't there waiting with the. He's like, I'll show you the plan we have. Come here, buddy.
I got a plan for you, pal.
It's a
No.
right plan.
No, all good, I think.
good.
And again, to the biggest point is that, man, people just still love this team.
Just begging for them to be good. They've been good, but
Speaking of which, before I forget, for the 100th straight week, I want you to call the Leafs line.
oh,
And I always forget to talk about it in the Leafs hour. And then we don't get as many as I want to because I don't tee it up, and that's my fault. So call the Leafs line. We'll do it tomorrow. So 416-413-4141. We'll do the Leafs line tomorrow. So leave a message after the beep, and we'll play it on the show. So,
Okay.
there we go.
We got a Craig Berube clip to start us off on Maple Leaf Fan Day. Sammy?
got a few. Yeah.
There's a couple, I think. Yeah. We have on Maple Leaf Fan Day, your beloved Maple Leaf Fan Day, Kyper.
Yep.
We have the clip, clip one.
It's really good, and it's great for the fans and the community, and The Scepters are here, and the guys. It's a different day for the guys. It's just, it's a relaxing, fun day for them, and they enjoy it too. So it was a great day for everybody.
There you go. Great day for everybody, including Kyper.
Yep.
Happy to hear that.
In about 10 or 15 minutes, we'll have Luke Fox join us as well. And
Was he down there?
he's got, I think, breaking news as well.
Why do you think that?
It's my understanding that Oliver Ekman-Larsson named his kid.
Bonesy got the scoop, though.
Oh, did he?
name
Yeah.
it Oliver?
No, Bonesy went on the bench and was interviewing him on the bench, and he said the name.
Okay.
But I'm quite frankly, I forget. So, I forget.
Sorry, we don't actually
I think-
have that information for you.
I forget the name. I could go back and find the clip.
In the meantime, Auston Matthews still has not spoken, right?
No. Juicy 32 thoughts today from Elliot Friedman. And we'll get to a couple of things from it. But included in that 32 thoughts is that Auston Matthews is probably heading towards surgery on his knee.
Okay, again, he's not playing the rest of the year. He's going to be fine for next year. Does that bother you that he's having surgery? Is that more of a concern for you? Because it's just, to me, whatever the case is, they may just go and clean up whatever they need to clean up. But this isn't an ACL. This isn't 3 to 6 months. This is probably an MCL that it may need maybe a scope or some cleaning up to do. But are you really concerned about this surgery, Sam?
Well, what are you, Borny?
I'm happy he's having surgery because a lot of times they're like, yeah, we're going to try to rehab this, and they spend a couple months, and then they go, boy, it didn't clean up. Now we got to get surgery.
I know,
Just get
but
the surgery.
but there's also time that
You don't want him to Santander it?
No,
again, we're not doctors, we're not playing one on TV, but there's an awful lot of times that you could just leave an MCL alone and it will heal on its own. Like Leon Draisaitl right now is got an issue with one. Like some people can need 2 weeks, some need 4 weeks.
some need
There's
surgery.
Blood flow, right? Who's got a better stream of blood to the area that needs to get rehabilitated? Like, who knows?
Right.
But when it feels good, it'll feel good again. That's what you need to kind of feel. Now, if a doctor says there might be a slight tear or something to clean up, go and do it. But you think this hurts him long term? You think this hurts his value if you want to trade him, Sammy? What is the concern on surgery?
I would prefer the superstar center of my favorite hockey team to not get knee surgery at age 29. I mean,
It's not a great thing.
no, it's not. I mean, it's probably run of the mill. Lots of guys get it, but
This is like a cup of coffee for some of these guys.
well, I know,
Yeah.
but the back stuff, the pictures of him with the shoulder taped up, the knee, it feels like these ailments for him. I mean, the mystery wrist where he couldn't shoot it for a long time. It just feels like they're piling up here a little.
What bothers me more than anything is that I want him to have an awesome summer. I want him all right, we're not in playoffs this year, so starting mid-April, you can take your 2 weeks off, get at it, get leaner, faster, find the pop he used to have in his step. He needs an awesome summer. And so I don't love the idea that the first 2 months are going to be take it easy and do some gentle squats and try to strengthen the area. I don't love that. That's all. But I mean, you got to do what you got to do. It's just not ideal.
Totally agree.
How many months till training camp?
6,
It's a lot of time where
April,
you
May,
can.
June, July.
There's
They play
plenty
in 6.
of time.
Regular season games start in September this year. You know that?
What?
Yeah, it's 84 games, man.
Oh, yeah. Why?
More games.
Why?
I love the games.
Yeah, but 82 games isn't enough?
Nope. We can't decide
Yeah.
things. We need 2
Yeah.
more.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Well, I guess the playoff race this year, you could make it a little 2 games extra. Be
Could have been
similar.
all the sends needed by the time we get there.
Yeah. So Berube was kind of asked about the differences in playing under the pressure in Toronto and playing, coaching in Toronto and the pressures and coaching elsewhere. Excuse me. He gave an answer on it. I don't know if you guys find it interesting or not. We can play it. Clip 3.
Shawarma.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a huge hockey market, and I've been in Philadelphia where it's a pretty big sports market there too. not just hockey, but all the sports. And there comes criticism with not doing well, and that's part of the game. And you gotta understand that's just the way it is, and you got to deal with it. Like they have every right to be critical, and they pay good money for tickets, and they want the Leafs to do well. So when they're not doing well, there's going to be some criticism.
Nice to hear.
That's how I feel about our show.
I don't think it's actually ever really changed. Of course, with more social media, more podcasting, more ability for people to have their own platform for however long they want to go, that's changed the dynamics. But from year to year or decade to decade, it's always kind of been that way here and in Montreal for sure, and to lesser degrees now in other markets across the country, Vancouver. But I don't think anybody's truly surprised that or feel like it's way worse today than it was 10 or 15 years ago because it's been magnified by social media.
Yeah. I mean, social media is definitely a thing, but I don't think it helps the argument that it's always been this way and no one in Canada has won a cup in 30 plus years. If it is a factor, the no cups thing kind of makes it seem like it's an important one. I don't know.
Like that's the proof?
Well, I don't think it's a piece of evidence that helps the case that it doesn't matter. I don't know. Is that too many backwards
No, I'm just saying, I'm like, it's the media's fault.
It's the media's fault, but it's certainly, you got teams on the no trade. They're on no trade lists all over the league.
Yeah. You're
Not
right.
because everyone can't handle the snow.
Other thing in Freege's 32 Thoughts today that I found pretty fascinating was there's more to the Matthew Knies thing. I think you were the first person to bring it up, Kyper, the day after the trade deadline or the Monday after, whenever that was, that blew all over our minds. It looks like there was a little bit more interest maybe than just the Habs. The teams that Freege listed in his article were Anaheim, Chicago, Montreal, New Jersey, Utah. There were some teams that didn't believe the Maple Leafs were serious about it, but now recognize the possibility.
Yeah. So we've
hate that.
We've heard from a ton of insiders, right? From there's nothing there to now serious.
Mm-hmm.
So depends on where you stand. And now the kind of trick now is to kind of mention that, like, if you hear a name out there, it's like, are the Leafs shopping his name or are the Leafs taking calls on him? Because the perception is that we're always going to listen and we're going to try to make our team better. But there's also the feeling of we're out there aggressively searching for an alternative if we trade him. And certainly from Freege's latest, it sure feels like they were shopping him.
And I tell you what I don't like about the whole thing. First off, it doesn't make any sense to me, just in terms of like 3 years from now, if they did a rebuild, it'd be 25, which I don't really love.
My opinion on it is, can we not?
Yeah. He could be an absolute force in the league.
My opinion is
groundbreaking opinion.
If I can turn him into three pieces, all of high-end value, you better look at it.
Well, yeah, look at it for sure. And as you said, listen on calls. If you're listening to people, the second you start doing that and taking it seriously, you better involve the other 30 teams, right? Like, you better check and make sure that everyone knows that that's an option. So I kind of get how it gets here. The one thing that bothers me, if I'm the Toronto Maple Leafs, and let's say I was listening on calls, I was taking those calls, that's all I was doing, what would you give me? And now it's out there in the media that there's 4 or 5 teams that we were considering with Matthew Knies. You put it in Matthew Knies' head that, like, to think about what it might be like somewhere else, maybe less pressure, less snow, less tax. You start thinking about it and you get this guy going, maybe I would like that. I don't like putting it in his head that they aren't fully committed.
And especially the point
unless they're trading him.
Especially the point that JD's made, and I think he maybe made it with you. The guy that was signed here, said he loves being a Leaf, no fuss muss, no contract, signed a long-term contract, said he'd stay here.
Actually won a couple of fights.
Scored playoff goals for them, overtime winners. It's just like he's had
So we had Valley on Tuesday, and I wanted to crawl into his head a little bit from a goaltending perspective and asked him how Jari would feel knowing that they named Ingram and he says, basically, he said, like, who cares? Embarrass him, whatever. It's like you had it. It's like, and I'm not saying that is the case here for Knies, but I'm like, okay, so he gave you a discount. Who cares? Okay, so he's super. Like, I'm not thinking about Knies here. I'm thinking about the Toronto Maple Leafs and what's best for them.
Imagine Matthew Knies was Mitch Marner. You don't get to talking about this.
You don't get to trump like that. We committed to you, and your feelings are first over what I feel is best for the hockey club moving forward, and whether or not it's Brad who needs to go face him and talk to him and explain what is going on. And he can, at the end of the day, guys, it happens all the time. Whatever you hear out there, a general manager, a coach can go talk to a player and say, don't believe that crap. Mm-hmm. And it's like, oh, okay. And then you go on with your day. But you can't sit there and put Knies' feelings first over what's best for the hockey club.
How long have you been in this room telling us about egos and being careful with the players and watching out? Yeah. How this is the complete, what happened to the players guy you've been this whole time?
Give me an example where it's never been about the team first, right?
Well, I mean, all the Mitch stuff was never team first. It was always.
But Mitch wasn't listen, I told you before he left over a year ago, they should have traded him. They should have traded him.
Yeah.
And that's not putting Mitch ahead of the team. When I told you over a year ago they should have traded him. That's me thinking about the Toronto Maple Leafs first.
You wanted to get Mitch somewhere he wanted to be out of here. That was helping him get where he was going.
I couldn't give a crap about Mitch and where he was going. I only cared about the Toronto Maple Leafs. And this is no different. So whether it's Brad Treliving in June or July or a new guy coming in, it's not, I'm worried about Matthew Knies and his feelings and dealing with this stuff.
It's not even that, though. It's not about his feelings.
Be a pro. Just be a pro.
It's not about his feelings. It's about, getting the most out of him if you're going to keep him. You want a committed guy who's a bleed blue and white to Maple Leaf, not a guy that you're like, we're not sure about you. I don't think that's a great relationship foundation.
But it may be true.
Yeah.
Okay, it may be true.
Right.
They may not be sure about him.
True.
They like him. He's a big, heavy guy. He's got all the tools in the world. And I just don't feel like you're the guy that's going to bring that every night and start looking like an alpha dog or a ferocious power forward every night.
I'm going to tell you something.
Okay, is he Tom Wilson?
Yeah.
Can he be Tom Wilson? Of course he can be Tom Wilson. Will he?
I don't know. What I'm going to tell you, and this is going to shock you, I agree. You know, the difference between this situation and all those other guys that came before, the core four guys, is this never happened because you wouldn't dare step on the toes of Willie or Mitch or Auston. You wouldn't dare imply. Even when after the year when they would lose, Shanahan did his presser and was like, we're calling them. They're all coming back. Like
double down, triple down.
No one ever had to feel like, oh, boy, they could ship me out of town and have some expectations. Yeah. The more I think about it, okay, let's do it a different way.
And Valley talked me out of it, too. I'm like sitting there going, don't you need to protect Tristan Jarry a little bit? And he's like, no.
We have Luke.
Maybe you can guilt him into playing better.
Listen, you guys argue.
Sorry, Luke.
It's all good.
Luke Fox, Sportsnet.ca. How are you, my friend?
Pretty good. So you guys just traded Matthew Knies?
I think we did.
We let him think we were open to the possibility.
Oh, okay.
That's all we did.
Did you participate in Fan Day today? Did you shoot a puck? Did you get some free popcorn today? What was your day like today?
You know what, Nick? It's March break, and I took my son to an outdoor rink and played shinny instead.
Oh, that warms my heart.
We had like 2 hours on an ODR. I missed out on the dog races and Oliver Ekman-Larsson revealing his son's name and all the exciting stuff of Fan Day. But I hope the kids who went had fun.
Named him Larson.
No, I think Louis. I think that's the official name.
Is it actually?
Yeah.
Okay.
Louis William.
I gotta
But
tell
he
you,
made
Louis
it.
is an
He
awesome
made it
name.
crystal clear it wasn't after Willie on the team.
Oh, really? Yeah. All right. So we were. Do you want to?
Yeah, you start.
Yeah. Well, we were just doing the Matthew Knies conversation that his name had come up with a few different teams. Where do you stand on our debate? Like, is it a bad thing for Knies to kind of feel like maybe the Leafs aren't sure about him?
I don't think it's a horrible thing. But I wonder how much of that has to do with what else do they have to trade and who actually doesn't have trade protection. And you look at the core guys that another team would want. He's the only one that has zero trade protection. So it's a very unique scenario in which you can take calls from 31 teams. Give me your best offer. Mm-hmm. I think everything should be on the table. They're on track for the worst year-over-year plummet in terms of standings points this season. For my money, they're the most disappointing team in the whole league this year, and that's acknowledging the Winnipeg Jets. I think the Leafs came in talking about Cup, and now we're talking bottom 5. So I think everything should be on the table. Now, you got to win that trade. Mm-hmm. Like, you got to be very careful. But why not take calls? I mean, that's the job right now. You have to be open to all scenarios.
Does it like, again, we're not here to all of a sudden fire or bring back Brad Treliving, but is there a sense that whoever it is in charge, regardless, we are heading to this type of summer, this type of draft, where we're just going to hear all kinds of things about each and every one of them?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I'm sure you've heard it, Nick. Like, I think they're thinking, do we want William Nylander part of this future? Now, William definitely has a major say in that, right? He has full no move. He can tell them, get lost. I signed the no move. I love it here. I'm comfortable. But I think everything is on the table. And I think it should be. Mm-hmm. But that doesn't mean you're selling guys for, pennies on the dollar and you're just making crazy moves just to make moves. But I think you should try and be creative. I think one of the things that's held this front office back, whether it's this regime or the previous, is they haven't been that creative in terms of how can we change the mix here. It's been a lot of, we'll go in with the same group and then we'll rent a guy, or we'll find a good character guy that is willing to take less and play out his last days in Toronto. But there hasn't been, really interesting moves. And I think maybe we could be in for one this summer.
Yeah, it does seem like interesting is ahead. So the next, I think there's 14 games left. I would anticipate we'll see some more AHL call-ups. Do you think that they would, I don't want to say intentionally lose, but soften their lineup with the bottom 5 pick in mind?
I mean, we've already started to see some guys like Pizzetta. I wouldn't be surprised if he got called back up. The Carolina Hurricanes have Delorier now. The Ottawa Senators, I'm heading to Ottawa for that game Saturday, and I'm predicting that one could get feisty. Yep. I don't know how you would feel, Nick, if you caught wind that the captain of a team you're about to play in a few days is calling you out on his podcast, calling you guys soft for not sticking up for your captain. So I wouldn't be surprised if that game in Canadian Tire Center gets a little feisty. So I wouldn't be. I would be calling up Pizzetta for that one just in case. And we're seeing Quillen get a few more minutes. Bo Grew's been a really nice story here for a couple weeks now. Beyond that, there's not a lot to call up, but give them minutes. The problem is, I don't know if Berube is ready to throw in the towel. I mean, you guys probably saw William Nylander's ice time in that Islanders loss.
Right.
It was through the roof. So he's still trying to win the games. So it's going to be really tricky, I think, to fall all the way to bottom 5.
You're watching and listening to Luke Fox from Sportsnet.ca, NHL writer. Just on that topic and maybe setting the table for that game this weekend against Ottawa, can we expect with a little over a dozen games left that it will have that feeling, whether it's Morgan Riley again? And, love Morgan for so many good reasons. I made it abundantly clear. I just don't want to see him do that, just in terms of, I think should be a dozen other guys I'd like to see do that before Morgan Riley. But is that the anticipation from here on in, that the guilt that they still feel over their captain will carry this over for the next, 4 weeks?
I think it might. We were talking to Craig Berube, and he said that they've talked about it almost daily. Like, it wasn't one meeting about this thing. It's stuck with them. This isn't just people on the outside, like radio programs like yours or articles bringing this up. It's a very real issue in that dressing room, and they took it to heart. The sad thing, or I don't know, it feels like they're chasing it now. They're going out of their way. Like, I didn't think McLean's contact on Joseph Woll was all that egregious, but it's like they're trying to make up for lost time, whether it was the Auston thing, whether it was Sam Bennett in the playoffs, whatever it is. There feels to be this urgency. We have to show our teammates what we're made of, and we have to stick up for one another, and we have to show it to the coach and to management. Going back to how we started this conversation about making roster changes, I wonder if some guys feel like I better show I'm a good teammate, or they might find a new home for me if they want to stay here, right? Like, I think there's that incentive too.
So one thing we've talked about ad nauseum, and lots of people have, is just who's going to be making the decisions. Like, we're assuming they're not going to make the playoffs. The season ends. I haven't looked at the exact date. I assume it's April 15th or thereabout. How long after that do we anticipate that these exciting things we've talked about may start happening, whether that be with people in positions of power or players moving?
Yeah, I'd just be guessing, but usually it's only a few days after. If you're going to fire a coach, you don't let him twist in the wind for too long. If you're going to fire a GM, you don't let him twist in the wind for too long, because you want to, have time to do a proper search. That's the other thing that needs to happen if they do that, is it's not just rush. Like, there's times in the past, like, I know for a fact, Kyle Dubas just picked Sheldon Keefe, right? Like, he had him in mind the whole time, and he didn't interview hardly anyone else. Like, he didn't do a proper search. I think we've gotten to the point now where they better be a little bit more thorough. So those type of decisions would probably come, I would like to think, early on. But as far as roster changes, I think you probably have to wait to the end of the playoffs, because there's teams with players you might want that are still playing. So it might be a summer thing.
Luke, do you have any feel for where their goaltending situation will be headed short-term and long-term here? Because, again, if we're talking about Marlies, I want to see Hilda back up here getting some games.
Totally.
Okay? And we also know that he needs to clear waivers next year, and there's 3 of them right now. Do you just expect Stolars and Wall to carry this thing right through, or is there a chance that we'll see the Hilda Beast?
Wow, I hadn't thought about that, Nick. I don't think so, unless there's an injury, because what a slap in the face that would be to one of those guys.
Excuse me? Are we back to thinking about their feelings over the hockey team's feelings?
Imagine it's like, hey, we want to take a look at the kid. It's not like either of them have played that many games this year.
And they both have years of contract ahead. So, yeah, it would definitely be a direct statement.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's a competition for those jobs.
Well, I think they would have to play poorly. And right now, I think they're actually both playing pretty well. If they're playing well and they say, I know you're healthy and I know you're playing well, but we're playing.
Adding value to my situation here. Get that guy back up here. Let him play well and let the teams look at what I have in the off season. Should you choose to make me an offer on any one of them, I can't turn down.
I feel like he has potential to hurt his value more than anything.
The value of Stolars or Wolmy.
Why? Why would it hurt him? He's a good goalie. And I believe in him.
Okay.
And I like him.
What if you don't?
I don't.
But then you're wondering.
You're in the wrong business if you're trying to hide guys and worrying about them not playing well.
But if you're in the market for a goalie, Nick, and then the Leafs are sitting, say it's Stolars, aren't you wondering? I don't know if I want Stolars. They don't even want to play him. Mm-hmm. Is he banged up, or do they not like his performance or his attitude? I think it raises too many questions.
I'm moving in a different direction now. I got to get younger. Okay. And I got 30 plus goalies who've never played 40 games in a season.
It's interesting. We're going to have a lot of hurt feelings in the dressing room now.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying you can't trade one of them. I just think it would be a bit bizarre to just sit one right now.
All right.
Anyway.
All right, Luke. Back on the ice for your afternoon session with your kid, or what's the deal?
Oh, no. My knees are cooked.
You got 2 days for your kid?
2 days.
Great stuff,
Thanks,
Luke.
Luke. Appreciate it.
All right. Have a good one, guys.
Luke Fox, Sportsnet.ca.
One thing we haven't mentioned.
They have 3 goalies, and they can't keep them all together.
But they can next year, right? They just wouldn't call
How?
it.
How can they keep 3?
Exact same as they currently are.
So you don't like. I mean, his AHL numbers are sparkling this year. Hildeby, right? He's having a really great AHL season. He was above serviceable when he played in the NHL this year. Had moments this year where he was very good. I think he has a save percentage above 900. I don't think you need to play him in these games down the stretch here to have him have value in the offseason if you're thinking about trading Hildeby.
That may be fair.
Is it not? Like, I think people have seen enough of him.
That may be fair, but like,
I'm also not trading Hildeby.
I just want, I want.
You would?
I want to send a message too that like, he's the only goalie that came through for me this year.
9-12 in the NHL in 19 games.
Yeah, he was good this year.
906 in 16.
He was the only
906.
He was
That's pretty good.
Very good, American League.
He was the only goalie I could count on this year.
Oh, being available. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the most important part of being a goalie on a team.
Joseph Woll's numbers
Availability.
are like 905 or something again.
Jari's been pretty available for the Oilers. I don't think it's the most important thing.
But you have to.
I'm available.
You have to be available first before you play well, Sammy.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's the most important thing is availability.
We can quibble on that. Performance is pretty important too.
Second.
Okay.
One thing we haven't discussed is they've signed 2 players.
Ah.
We didn't even mention their names, guys.
Yeah.
The Leafs signed a 5'8" defenseman named Vincent Borghese. And by the way, I don't say 5'8" to just like take a knock at the kid right away. This guy is the captain of the team. He's their best defender. He's a puck mover. He's been Hobie Baker finalist. He's unbelievable.
Turns into Brian Rafalski.
Right. So anyway, puck moving
we
D
are
in the
talking
organization.
about throwing darts right now.
Yeah, and they signed forward Brandon Burr to a 1-year contract. He is a bigger 6'2", 208 forward. He's been playing university hockey as well. Union.
Is that his real last name or just when he goes ice cold?
That's good. That's good. I like that. Burr, and it could be Borghese.
So, did anything else on those guys?
One's big, one's small. One's forward, one's D.
I find that we do get really excited about these college free. Like, it's I'm back,
buddy.
I'm back to 2014, where like the names they'd sign these guys at this time of year. I'm like, ooh,
Tyler Bozak.
Christian Hansen.
I played college
Tyler
hockey.
Bozak.
I can't tell you.
Chris Tanev was one of those signings.
The kids who get nominated for the Hobie Baker Award are unbelievable. And then they end up in pro hockey. It's like, I don't know, they're okay.
I gotta tell
McKenna's
you.
up.
What's that?
He made the list.
Yeah, he's the finalist. Yep.
Who's up?
But he's 18, right?
McKenna.
Like Borghese here.
Yeah.
How old is he? He's 22.
They're going to narrow it down to 3 or 4, I think, right? But he's in
3.
the top 10.
Yeah.
So I just meant maybe I'll say this now. Why not? You mentioned 2014, I mentioned that there. And I saw a clip come across my Twitter today of the draft lottery of them, like of Bill Daly being like, and it's the Toronto Maple Leafs. I can't tell you how little a time ago that feels. And it's just like, first of all, it's me just getting older and starting to realize how fast time passed. But second of all, it's unbelievable, just as a big picture conversation, that we're sitting here without one conference finals appearance with 2 series wins over this whole era.
And you got a first overall, 4th overall, 8th overall, and Tavares as a 1st overall as the core of the team. It's crazy.
I love to talk about the simulations thing. You could run 100 simulations of this era, and it feels like a bottom 10 result.
Very unlikely outcome.
It's unbelievable. Makes me believe in real curses and Leafs.
If you
and
believe
like,
in the
this never gonna
multiverse, we're in a very dim version
Totally.
of all the different universes.
win. And then
We don't have enough time to start
Well, we could.
Looking
we got
back
Wanton.
and going,
Well,
where did it all go wrong
and
in
on the-
Sammy's 10 years?
And on the
Actually-
on the cherry on the sundae is in the final year of it, the captain who was supposed to be the savior tears his knee, which is going to lead to them giving the 6th overall pick to the Bruins. So
That is happening. I am more confident than I've ever been that they're going to pick 6 to 10 for sure.
oh yeah.
For sure. And I bet you the Bruins take a big D, man.
I did wake up today
Right shot.
seeing a lot of value in picking in the top 5 today.
Yeah. Oh, you
And
did. Yeah.
I see the value
Yeah.
of it.
It's so funny you say that because I saw the other side of it for the first time today. It's hilarious how we flipped. Like I thought about it this morning.
we're Freaky Friday.
When there's no clear path, that's when you know you're truly boned.
That's a
I
great
believe
point.
I believe that if they were lucky enough to get into the draft this year like that, it just need a little hope for Leaf Nation and
It would go a long
a fresh new feel on someone would be enough to make what next year should be a very trying season.
God, it would be nice, man. And you know what? I hate to say this, but I'm going to say it because it's in my heart. Right now they just do everything wrong. We saw this coming a month ago, saying either commit to the tank or don't. They just no plan. I don't think they do everything wrong. It's all gone
It's
wrong.
not even it's not commit or not commit. It's like there is no other way. There's only one path.
And the path is.
Yeah, start fresh.
Oh my.
Yeah.
So
Here, hold on, no. Here's why you can't.
Go ahead.
Here's why you can't.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, like, let's say they do pick in the top 5 this year,
Yeah.
and you want to start fresh.
Yep.
Your picks are unprotected
Yeah.
coming up,
Yeah.
and you're going to wipe it
Just
out
one.
and not get your pick.
Just one.
Yeah, one of your 2. You're not going to get that pick. So why not try that year? Try for another year.
But where is your path to try for another year? Tell me where the path is.
I mean, I have done that 10 times.
And
If I-
and 10
100
times you
times
came
you.
up with a big goose egg.
No, that's not. I mean, I think there is a path back for this team.
But just tell me one way.
Well, that Matthews finds himself again. It is the Matthews we know, and that Nylander
Not
is
enough.
still there.
Not enough.
I know it's not. Matthew Knies takes a big step, and Easton
Not
Town
enough.
becomes a contributor.
Not
You pick
enough.
in the top 5, and now you've got Gavin McKenna or whoever.
Gavin
their top
McKenna
guy.
is going to need 4 years,
Yeah.
3 years before he's relevant.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Matthew Schaefer, Celebrini, a lot of these kids are pretty good pretty early. I know they're very good, but fine if he's not there.
But
a
he's
top pick who's
he's
in the-
light. He's light and
Chris
he's a winger.
Tanev is back, and he's a big part of
not enough.
what you got
Not
going
enough.
on.
But
you sign Alex Tuck and Charlie Coyle, and you build up the other guys on your team.
It's not
Take
happening.
some of these picks that you just acquired, whatever, and you flip and you make a trade
no,
for it.
No, that's just hope and a prayer and a Hail Mary.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what they got.
No,
But Kip, the tear it down's not a here's the way
There's no
back
tear.
either.
It's torn down already. It's torn down. They can't. This is not the group that's going to take you somewhere. It's over. It's just time to admit it's over.
But if you tear it down, you don't get the pick. So what's the point? What are you tearing it down for?
So
If you want to trade everyone in the next summer, go ahead, or at the deadline,
That's 2 years.
take
2 years.
a 6-month swing.
2 years.
but in your world, then
Yeah.
the one that you're living in this extremely dark hellscape, is that they should be giving the pick this season, because then it's
Sure.
next year. It's not unprotected, right? It's top 10. Is that what it is?
Yeah, if you picked in the top 10 next year, you'd still get your pick.
Right.
Yeah.
But and then the next year it's
Your pick.
your pick again.
Yeah.
So if you want them to tear it all down, the best course of action is to just give the Bruins the 7th or 8th or 9th pick this
Yeah.
Trade
year.
everyone.
Yeah.
Trade everyone. That's the best course of action. Not have this year
again,
and then
it's-
that.
you just have no choice. It is what it is, and just pick your poison. But you're still staring at the same scenario where
I'm
it's
holding on to
just
Columbus. Columbus is
time-
what I'm holding on
it's
to,
just
boys.
time to look, and whether or not you get rid of Matthews this summer or the following summer or next trade deadline.
Yeah.
And same with Willie. Like, hey, boys, We gave it a nice whirl.
Yeah, we don't fundamentally
we did.
agree, though, that
We
this
did.
team is this year bad. This year is like you need to see it with a new coach. You need to see all those things I mentioned
You're
next
allowed
year
to have one bad year.
and see where you're at.
Look at Columbus.
Okay.
Our boy Bonesy, they're the best team in the league for.
The teardown, you could be Buffalo, you could be Detroit. You don't know what you're tearing it down 2 or 4. That's a bigger hope and a prayer than this plan.
But
At least I got players in my plan.
It looks torn already to me.
There's damage.
There's some damage.
Yeah,
Right.
Couple of bombs rocked the foundation. There's
Yeah.
no doubt.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, listen, we got something to talk about for the next month and a half.
No, we don't. There's nothing else there.
What else do you want to say? What else do you want to
Do
say,
we need
brother?
a break?
Oh, you probably.
All right.
Yeah. Christian in his my ear, he's like, we gotta hit a break.
Yeah,
I'm like,
hey, guys.
yeah.
Okay. We'll close this conversation up after the break. Real Kyper and Bourne. Welcome back to Real Kyper and Bourne, Leaf Hour edition. Nick Kypreos, Justin Bourne, Sammy McKee. At the top of the hour, we'll welcome in Hall of Famer Adam Oates. Always love listening to this guy because he just has a different view. I try to come up with different views. I can't find him like this guy.
Nope. He's got a unique eye for the game, no doubt.
Our boy Russo, too, who was at the
Mike Russo.
who's at the juiciest GM meetings of all time.
And he's got his eye on Auston Matthews, does he not?
Well, he did say something about that.
All right, we'll get into that as well.
When I texted him, he didn't mention it. So maybe he missed
in the
it.
meantime, our very own Elliot Friedman with his 32 thoughts. Give it a download after you've downloaded our show.
Well, it's a written one. You can just go click on it. You don't have to download it.
Oh, okay. Then
Yeah.
don't
think-
download his podcast.
Listen, I don't think they're worried about downloads, boys. I think they're doing
They
fine.
do pretty well.
Yeah.
What else has he got to say, Sammy, about your beloved Leafs?
That, let me read it here. This is number 13, the thought. That the Canadians have done a nice job of shielding their true intentions. There were rumors of a defenseman, of Knies, and even something else where they might want to revisit. They definitely explored moving money. There was discussion about Patrik Laine ending up in either Philadelphia or Toronto, but it obviously didn't work out.
I had Patrik Laine on my trade board. I thought for sure there would have been some team out there for less than $1 million, like 800,000, that would go, let's have a look. And
You
he's
talking about next season?
just the remainder of this season. And if it
I
looked,
see.
just have a look.
Yeah.
It's not like the guy's like 33. He's 27.
That is shocking. Is time going slower for Laine? How is he
Yes.
27?
Same age as Matthews.
Whatever the case
Isn't he
is. Yeah,
29?
same draft.
Same draft. So no, Matthews is 28.
Okay.
And
But-
Laine is 27.
He's obviously had, I guess, 2 major injuries.
Mhm.
And I don't know why. Like even Toronto, I would have found a way to bring him in.
Yeah.
Just have a look-see. And if he's no good, he's done at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, it's a completely no-risk situation, and they probably would have basically, given him away, probably withheld a little money too.
Give him away.
Yeah.
I think Montreal's, I think, done their best to try to help him. But if there's no takers, there's no takers, and Marty St. Louis will not play him.
You know what's a weird thing with Laine is like he stopped being a hockey player at some point. Like a get in there and get physical and play and get the puck. Like he just became like he wanted to be Ovechkin. He wanted to stand in the one spot and shoot it, and he can do that like few people on the planet. You got to play hockey. You got to have a little something to your game.
So if we look back on Auston Matthews' career here, and of course the goal scoring right up there. But the other thing that was right up there with, even his debut of 4 goals in one game versus Ottawa was this one game in Winnipeg where they went toe to toe
Yeah,
on a Saturday
dueling
night.
hat tricks, right? Laine OT winner.
It wasn't a Saturday night.
Wasn't it?
It was a weeknight.
Oh,
Because
okay.
it was the same day that the Blue Jays got eliminated by the Cleveland then Indians in the ALCS. I went home. Leafs were up 4-0. I was like, at least I have this. They blew that lead. Patrik Laine scored in overtime, and I smashed my TV remote.
No.
And I was just like, are you? And it exploded. So now that I remember it.
That's its
I don't
own
remember
punishment.
what day it was,
But-
and he remembers all of that.
Yeah.
And then Auston Matthews also had a breakaway in that said overtime. And I tried to go 5-hole, stopped, went back the other way. Laine scored. They won 5-4, I think, was the final score of that game.
It was a fun game.
Yeah.
Listen, there was a conversation about, like, for a couple years there with Jets fans where they're like, they used to chant that Laine's better whenever they would go there. Laine's better.
The chant
which
went away.
It dried up for sure.
That reminded me of the dueling Crosby Ovechkin playoff hat tricks.
This may be a hot take. That game's totally overrated.
Yeah. Well, they both had 3 goals.
They did both have 3 goals. People were like, oh, this classic battle. Washington was up big, and he scored to make it 6-3 or 5-3 in the last minute, where it was just like a meaningless goal.
Yeah.
They ended up winning anyways, but I just thought that game was overrated.
We now go to our
but-
Rain Man over here.
Sorry. I watched
Everything that I had
do
heard,
too.
everything that I had heard that just didn't get close anywhere for Patrik Laine, unfortunately.
Yeah, people aren't sure. I bet you he gets a 1 year, $1 million deal type of thing this summer, maybe $2 million.
And it may be with a team with, I don't know, lower expectations than a Stanley Cup.
The Maplers?
If you didn't trade for him now, again, who's making that decision?
Like for the Leafs, it's going to be this whole thing. You got to get creative. All right, Mason McTavish isn't playing. Can he find it based on what his expectations
He signed a big
were?
contract,
Well, it
right?
was big, but he signed a contract
Yeah.
for sure. Well, this year, right? And that I find that a lot of these guys, when they go to the mat on a contract, and then they have their worst years. Whatever it is about the psyche, it really.
He signed a 6-year, $42 million contract, $7 million per season.
And he can't get in the lineup for the Ducks.
Healthy scratch.
Here's the other factor when it comes to McTavish in Anaheim is the guy behind the bench, Joel Quenneville. I don't know how many other coaches would bench that guy.
That reputation contract.
It's like McTavish is and should be on most nights one of their better players. But if you're not playing a certain way, you're not even good enough to be in my lineup. I think there's a lot of coaches that would have been scared to go to a 23-year-old who was 3rd pick overall and go, have a seat.
There's a lot of people have made the case that Babs was actually the right coach for the Toronto Maple Leafs in the early days for those kids. And I know
Right guy, wrong time could be the story of this era.
Had he come in halfway through or something, because he didn't want Matthews to play more than 19 minutes. He was harder on guys.
But Lou was part of that too, where Lou's signature, reputation was around don't give these guys too much too soon, which included not even being available to the media when they first started their pro careers.
Totally.
Quickly before we go, the Maple Leafs just put out a statement. Maple Leafs captain Auston Matthews underwent successful MCL knee repair surgery today in New York City. His recovery time is approximately 12 weeks. It's a lot of weeks.
3 months.
A lot of weeks.
Also want to add that the New York Islanders are moving their farm team to Hamilton.
Oh.
I don't like it.
Why not?
You like having your farm team right there. I was commuting back and forth. All
Right.
those.
Beautiful new building now.
Okay, yeah. But it's just, I guess, a little bit more challenging in the winter. But yeah, I'm pumped that they're closer to me. I can go to some action.
The
But
Hammer. They used to have the Montreal farm team forever. The Hamilton Bulldogs.
Maybe
and
they're
Lauer
get-
sold it to the Hymans.
maybe they're getting
right?
ready for an NHL
No, that's
team.
that's the OHL team.
Okay,
Also called the Bulldogs.
whatever.
They were Hamilton, and now they're Brantford.
Got it.
So, anyways, confusing. I understand.
Our thanks to Luke Fox, who joined us earlier. Sammy, great job changing the jersey over.
Thanks, bud. Nailed it. I'll try to do it for the national hour. We'll see.
You heard the man. We go national next with Hall of Famer Adam Oates. That and more when we return to Real Kyper and Bourne. All right, let's get her going. It's the National Hour on Real Kyper and Bourne. We are live on Sportsnet. Sportsnet 650 in Vancouver, 960 in Calgary, streaming always on Sportsnet Plus, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Also available. Love the chats. Love the thumbs up. Let's give one for JB and Sammy.
And Sienna's effort in the March Madness,
man.
they just couldn't
We got the March
get the
Madness
ball
on.
in the circle.
It's weekday sports. Going to be hot for the next little while. We got the Masters.
Are you
coming
guys
up.
in pools?
Two
Yeah.
pools. How about you?
The last pool I was in was, I don't know, with the last time the Florida Gators won.
Okay.
last year?
Been a minute.
No, it was
They won
the
last year.
previous one
Okay.
before that.
Yeah, Billy Donovan and
I think so.
and Horford and all
Noah.
those guys. Yeah, Hakeem Noah.
Yeah.
That team.
What was
Corey
that?
Brewer, I believe.
Mid
Like would have been early.
04,
Yeah,
06.
early 2000s.
So who you picking? Florida again?
St. John's Red Storm, baby.
Maybe I should have picked the Gators again.
I can't remember who I
This year.
picked. I think I picked Michigan, maybe. Michigan
That's
and UConn in the final, potentially, if I remember correctly. I can't really remember, though.
This hour of Real Kyper and Bourne brought to you by Bet365. Nick Kypreos, Justin Bourne, Sammy McKee in a few minutes. Adam Oates will join us. Always great having Oatesy on. Get a feel for what we can expect in these dozen games or so down the stretch.
What'd you think of Ottawa last night, fellas?
They go back at
What a
it tonight,
year.
right? Against the
Frustrating
Islanders?
Yeah, right back at it.
Yeah. Must win. You can't lose two in a row here.
Ottawa
I'm
basically
okay.
has to go 11-2 or something.
It's
on their
not.
way in.
It's not. They just got to get right
2-2.
back on their horse again tonight. There's just no way avoiding 2 points here and think you can stay in it.
The no goaltending for such a huge part of the year, followed immediately by no Sanderson right when you're getting goaltending, is just a terrible 1-2 punch.
Yeah, I mean, Sanderson, I don't think it's hyperbole to say he's their best player.
I don't think it's hyperbole to say he's the 5th best defenseman in the league.
He losing him, that's a lethal blow to any chances to make the playoffs. What does he play? 27 minutes a
Yeah.
night? Like he's
And
your
Thomas Roth's
go-to
been
guy.
Awesome, but it's a massive.
All situations, power play, penalty kill, just like your go-to guy. So I give him a little bit of sympathy, unfortunately. But
Stinks. Next year. I guess. Well, it's not over. It's
Did you
not
guys
over.
catch
It's
any
over.
Colorado and Dallas last night? Not a real surprise that
Pieces?
Dallas is
it went to a shootout.
Yeah, Dallas just doesn't lose.
they caught up. They're in. They've played one more game than the Colorado Avalanche, and they now have 96 points, and the Colorado Avalanche have 98.
The
They're
Avs
right
are
there.
shaky.
That was without Rantanen, who's still out.
But I can't believe somebody caught Colorado.
Yeah.
Think about the start to the season or the midway through the season, what their record was. And now they have only a 2-point lead on the Stars. It's crazy.
Didn't we have Nate yesterday, but we didn't play it?
That was maybe yesterday. That was probably at the start of the week.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Okay,
I could
lost
try to
track.
dig it up.
No, it's fine. I don't know if we ever played it, but his point was sometimes winning can mask
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
issues.
So you knew they had some, but also I think they're having trouble finding the right spots for guys. Like they wanted Kadri and couldn't get him, got Nick Waugh, and then still got Kadri. And now they're kind of like, I saw a line the other day where they were both playing wing. They're still trying to figure out what to do with these guys.
Yeah.
They would have never gone Nick Waugh,
If they knew they were getting
Yes.
Kadri. No,
right?
of course not.
So
Gave him a first.
what you're saying is, thank God for Calgary's ownership that the Leafs got their only first-round pick from the
Yeah,
Tigers.
maybe.
Honestly.
I don't know. Was there another first rounder out there for the Leafs?
I don't know.
I think Nick Waugh would still be a Leaf if they're
Maybe Bobby
this didn't
McMahon
happen.
could have got a first. I think he's got 5 points in his first 3 games as a Squid.
6.
6, yeah.
Scored again last night. Yeah, off to a pretty good start there. A lot of stories out of the GM's meeting, Kip.
Sure. Yeah.
So
And we'll have Mike Russo on, who attended
Yeah.
the meetings as well. In about 30 minutes, we'll touch base with him as well.
just feels like there's a little bit more heat on Gary Bettman lately. Like at the meetings, there was rumors that Verbeek was on him about the goalie interference and how no one really knows what it is. And the Hurricanes were on him about headshots not being as strictly enforced as they used to be. We're on him, and everyone else, Bill Guerin's on him about the playoff format and not liking that. Like,
And what's the latest out of Carolina's got some issues with him?
Yeah, that was what I said. Yeah, about the headshots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but see, Okay, we'll pick up on this conversation because we have Adam Oates now. Let's welcome him in, former NHLer, Hockey Hall of Famer, president of the Oates Sports Group. Oatesy, how are you, my friend?
I'm good. How are you?
We're good. Let me ask you something just in terms of half or a dozen games to go, maybe a few more here, and especially for a guy like you over your career, who was a number one centerman, played anywhere between 18 and 22 minutes. Now we're dealing today with a compressed schedule, guys coming off. Like, what are these last dozen games or so like on a top end player, like you've been?
You know what? I would say that I would imagine everybody's a little different. I know that, for example, when I played for Boston one year, we had a very good team, and they rested a couple guys down the stretch. I really didn't want to be rested. Maybe with 5 games to go, I could have maybe missed a game, but I was more concerned about getting out of my rhythm than anything, right? And clearly you don't want someone hurt down the stretch. You want guys going into the playoffs feeling good about themselves. And I would say that it's probably one of those subjects that I don't think anybody's ever really gotten it totally right, but we're definitely trying about it all the time.
Oh, so you wanted to get your take on something we debate a lot in our Maple Leafs Hour, Auston Matthews and his direction going forward. Physically this year, his speed bursts are not what they've used to be. He doesn't shoot it as hard as he did at his peak. He's had some injuries. Do you think this is a guy who has just undergone wear and tear and is not going to be the player he once was? Or do you think he can get back to a higher level than he showed this past season?
Well, you're definitely showing me that you're turning into the analytics guy.
Well, sure. Yeah, it's part of what I do.
But I have my own analytics. I don't go by everybody else's analytics. I would say, honestly, if you look at the team, obviously they haven't had a great year. Does that affect him? Of course. So I don't put much stock into that. I would say if the power play is going good and he gets more one-timers, is his shot better? Yeah, probably. If he gets more quality shots, probably. Does everybody's confidence get affected when we're losing? Yes. So I think there's a lot of factors that go into kind of all the analytics, actually.
So, I mean, one of the best dynamic duels in the history of the game, you and Brett Hull. So you've been in scenarios, whether it was in Boston, had maybe a guy like Cam Neely or whatnot, but what would have been like for Matthews to go from a guy who played so many seasons with a Mitch Marner only to wake up one day and have him gone? I mean, can you put us in your shoes with you being a top player like Auston and then waking up one day and not seeing Hully?
It's hard. It's really hard. I think when you make these decisions, obviously the number one thing, and this is what I look for all the time in my videos with guys, you're looking for chemistry, right? At the end of the day, we're trying to find a group that is cohesive. And obviously when you have special players, you got one guy that passes it more than shoots it. One guy shoots it more than passes it. That's obviously sort of like a marriage. You want to try and find that marriage. And obviously when something happens and we have to go in a different direction, does that affect the guys? Yes. But is he a superstar player? Yeah. So I expect him to still be a superstar sort of with anybody, but clearly the numbers might be skewed a little for sure.
Yeah. Things there have been interesting to watch. I guess when you're looking around the league and you see these young kids that are so exceptional, so young, like I'm talking about Celebrini and Schaefer in particular and what they have done. Does it feel like that's more possible in maybe a less violent league than when you played? Like with these guys, were there examples of guys being able to do this sort of thing when you guys were playing, or what makes this possible?
I mean, a guy like Steve Yzerman came in the league. It was like that, right?
Yeah.
Do I think it's possible? Yeah. Is the games maybe suited a little bit more for them? Yes. It's not as violent. That's a fact, right? So good for them. They get to come into the league, but we still have a lot of contact in our game. We have a lot of guys that can hit. I think you're talking about two really, really fantastic hockey players and have been given sort of the leash and have done a fantastic job with it.
Oates, certainly a lot has been made out of most recently Auston Matthews going down and star players, are they being protected enough? This has been going on an ongoing conversation or topic of debate over decades now. But like, where's the shift in your eyes, and are we underestimating what it feels like to be a superstar today in this league?
Obviously I thought that was going to be the question we were going to talk about today. So I've been thinking about it all day.
Nice.
And as an outsider, I got to be very careful because we trust the player safety, and it's a hard subject. It's a really hard subject. You just said it, decades. You just said it, right? Decades. You played with guys that lived on an edge. I played with a lot of guys. I played with Craig Berube for 7 years. And he had 30 fights a year. Do I think it was a dirty hit? It doesn't really matter what I think because the league suspended him. Do we like repeat offenders? No, we don't. Have you said it, decades? Are we trying to figure this out? Yeah, it's not an easy subject. It's not. Because what happens if the wrong guy gets clipped twice, right? And obviously we just lost a superstar. So I don't want to lose a superstar. No one does. It's a really, really, really hard subject. And obviously you trust the powers that be that they're trying to figure it out at all times, which we've always trusted that, right? I mean, I play with Craig Berube, I played with Scott Stevens, I played with Rick Tocchet, I played with Joey Kosher, I played with Bob Probert. So I saw a lot of them, right?
Did they help you? Were
Yes.
they enough of an influence that you felt that you would have been hurt a lot more without them?
I would say that we would have been picked on more without them. Fact. And when I played on a really tough team, did I notice it? When I played on a team that didn't have as much toughness, yes, did I notice that too? And I honestly, I can remember Hully scoring a goal the year he got 86. One night he scored a goal and we sullied, and then we come out. He goes, "That's enough." I go, "Yes." and because of this subject, and it's been an ongoing thing, and the league has tried to go in the right direction, and I support them trying to go in the right direction. I really, truly do. Do I think it's a really, really hard subject? Yes. So you play with Mark Messier.
Yeah.
You play with Mark Messier, right?
Oh, and needed every night to just push the envelope, right? Without
and he lived on the edge.
Every once in a while he ripped it open.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a very, very hard subject, man.
Yep.
Really hard.
So we see.
But I don't want to lose a superstar.
Yep.
Yeah. We see teams like, I'll use Schaefer as an example again. When he got hit early in the season, people went at him pretty good, and the Islanders swarmed whoever it was that did it. What is it like as someone whose game is maybe not being physically imposing? It wasn't why you were on the team necessarily. When that's happening around you, should there be an obligation for everyone? Easton Cowan fought a guy. Morgan Riley fought a guy. Should those guys have any say in this sort of enforcement of protecting our guys?
Another really hard subject, right? You know what? When I lived in that era, and you see scrums where it's really close. So if a guy hit a guy right beside me, could I jump on his back? Yes. Could I take Kyper out to center ice? No, I can't. No, I can't. He might break my jaw. It doesn't mean I'm a coward. No. But if he was close to the pile, could I jump on him? Yes. We'd be in the pile.
Yeah, grab an arm.
So you're not.
All right, grab an arm, something.
Yeah, I would grab an arm, no question. Like if you're close, getting singled out on a one-on-one, that's way harder than people understand. If you're not qualified, right? And it's like I said, guys, I've been thinking about it all day, man, or for a couple of days. These are tough subjects, no question.
They are. For those of you just tuning in, we have Adam Oates, former NHLer, Hockey Hall of Famer, president of Oates Sports Group. So I know, Oatesy, we've had a couple of conversations in the past about this, and we're supposed to be in the era where we cleaned up all the clutching and grabbing, and there's more room for the stars that we just spoke moments ago. But So explain to me why sometimes I could be halfway through a game and see a team with 5 shots on goal. What is it? Is it the coaching? Is it the guys not being as creative as they should be with the room that they have? What is happening here on some nights?
My biggest frustration with the game is the spread out offense, right? And I'll give you a good example. I think we talked about last time, like when you think of overtime, right? There's only 6 guys on the ice, right? And there's 3 guys circling around 3 guys, and they can't figure out a way to get in there. So they end up leaving the zone. Sometimes they pass it back to the goalie because they don't want to get caught tired and they don't want to give up possession, but they can't get a shot. They can't generate a shot with only 3 guys. And now we're kind of doing it with 5 guys. So for me, as I watch the game, we're on the perimeter too much. Mm-hmm. And we don't shoot the puck. And then because we don't shoot the puck, we don't get to make the other team have to defend their goalie quite right. Then we don't get rebounds. We don't get second chances, third chances. And it turns into a different type of analytics, quick, because I see it every night. Ozone time. So what? There's 5 shots. There's no power plays.
So you make a really interesting point, because if I shot the puck and it got blocked and turned over, I never had a coach come up to me after the game and go, 6 times. You know what I mean? Like, you just say, whatever it is. But these guys now, they know exactly all their analytics, and whether it's the right play or not to shoot the puck or hold on to it. Are some of these guys playing for their analytics? Forget the goals and points. Are they playing for their analytics?
I don't think it's that, but I do think that obviously we get caught up in, well, that team's doing it, so we better do it. And we don't necessarily think it through quite right, where, like if we're in the ozone, I try and tell my guys, pass the puck to the D. You got to pass the puck to the D. Okay, so, hey, D, can you shoot it? Then shoot it. Shoot it. Why? Well, it's going to go in, or there's going to be a rebound, and that's going to make the defending team turn and face their goalie. That makes them in a disadvantage. So if we're in the right spots, we're going to be in better positions for rebounds, secondary chances, third chances. Where if we just keep skating around, you let the defending team realign themselves, and the goalie's at the top of the crease. Right? When you shoot a puck, the goalie's deep in his net. Right? So we need to be able to create multiple chances. And skating around doesn't do it. It doesn't. And overtime proves it. Mm-hmm. That's my frustration. I don't like that.
I'm with you 100%. The question then, I want to get your thoughts on goalie interference and the way it's called now. If you have an opinion on, should we be doing things differently? It came up at the GM meetings this week, and there's some dissension. Some of the GMs aren't happy, and Bettman obviously is defending the league in their stance.
What, I guess I don't find that subject that complicated. I really don't. I can tell whether a guy should have put on the brakes or not. I can tell whether a guy got hit into the goalie or not. Do I think the player has the responsibility to stop? Yes, I do. I don't find it that complicated. I don't.
League should hire you, make the decisions. I'm with you. Get Oates in there.
Well, you know what, Kyper, you know where the paint is? You do.
Yeah.
You do. Did that guy push you in the paint?
Yes.
Did you let him put you in the paint?
Come on.
Well, when you played enough hockey, you kind of know that stuff.
Listen, what's playoff hockey all about? Taking the eyes away from the goalie and rattling them and throwing them off and making them nervous. I mean, it's all right there. As a skilled coach, do we appreciate Kucherov in Tampa Bay enough? The guy's like you, Oatsy, with the vision.
You know what? Just last night, he gets 5, right? In a league that's low scoring. Like last night, I think there was 5 teams that had 2 or less. Right? He gets 5. If you look at the box score, 6 defensemen on his team, 0s. Not 1 defenseman got a point last night.
Wow.
7 forwards didn't get a point last night. And he got 5. That's impossible, man.
He's now God. 4 back of the league lead.
Yeah,
that's impossible. Like, when you think about it, a defenseman didn't get a secondary assist from a breakout, and he got a 2-on-1. Like, he's spectacular, man. Like, I watch him, and I know I've talked about him before. He blows me away with his intelligence. He really does, and he really truly absorbs the game and wants it and understands it and wants more. He's fantastic.
Points per game, he's ahead of McDavid and McKinnon.
But his last 40 or 45 games, he's averaged over 2 points a game.
And he dictates.
I know, it's
play.
crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Seriously, how do you get 5? How do you get 5 when everybody else got 0?
Good point.
That's I don't know how.
Yeah.
You stole it 5 times? Like,
You know what it looks like? I watched Scotty Gomez play in the ECHL during a lockout, and he would stand up straight with the puck and point to guys and tell them where to go, and then it would just be tick, tick. Like it was so easy for him. It was a joke. That's Kucherov in the NHL. It's gross.
You know what's also really helped is they had an injury. Victor Hedman got hurt, and they put Radish on the point. And that's been a huge blessing for the team and Kuch. Because that right-handed weapon is a weapon. And, they had a lefty there for 10 years. Now they got a righty there. That's mattered.
At least, for me, I got to ask you this question because you coached Ovechkin. I think you know him well enough or know him in terms of maybe what's going through his mind right now. He did make a comment, I think, last week or week and a half ago about maybe the body not responding as much as he'd liked it. Where do you get a sense of where Ovi's going here in the next 10 or 12 games?
I have not asked him for a few months, right? Because I heard that comment too, and I heard another one prior to that. But then all of a sudden he's got 25 now, right? And it's like, it's like. And I think he's going through that. If hockey's fun, I like hockey. If hockey's not that fun, I'm not really liking hockey that much. And we'll see where it ends up. And hopefully the team makes a run. And you know what? I don't want to see him go. I don't. You can score 25 goals in this league. I don't want you to go.
Yeah, no, he's been a lot of fun to watch over the years, and obviously not many people can do it like he did it. The way that he played physically, when you had him, did you want him to dial it back at all and just be a goal scorer, or did you love that he was able to be an absolute barrel of a player out there too?
No, I loved it. I did because his physicality was also part of his game for a lot of his career. Mm-hmm. He came in the league, his speed was part of it. Then he turned more physical, and now there's a little bit of kind of like. It's geared back a little, but I watched him dinner a couple nights ago, and he had like 5 hits.
Yeah, still runs into people.
There's still moments that his physicality is a weapon for him.
Awesome stuff, Oatsy. Really appreciate your time. It's great seeing you.
Oh, you too, bud. Always, guys.
Thanks. Appreciate it, Oatsy.
Hall of Famer, Adam Oates. He sees. Okay, first of all.
He's right about Kucherov. How do you get 5 points?
No one else gets to touch it.
No. How do you know that there were no defensemen involved in the points or 7 forwards didn't have a point?
Right.
Just for Adam to
think like that.
Yeah. And then come on our show and then us are like our jaws are dropping. Is that possible? And it's like that's what I love about Oates. He sees the game so differently.
God, Kucherov's so good, boys.
Yeah, I
one of the best in the history.
I think he's my Hart Trophy front runner right now. I just.
So did you do the pre polls that Sportsnet?
Preseason or whatever?
Yeah, I had him Art Ross, and I think I had him MVP.
Oh, really?
I did, yeah.
I see. I haven't mentally had him in the McDavid McKinnon class.
I had him
to
there.
me, it's
this
like
year I did for sure.
Right below that, but no.
You've always loved him though.
Oh, so.
You loved him ever since he disgraced the All-Star game. That's when you loved him.
No.
I took my son to that, and we watched it live. It was unbelievable.
He's in that Datsuk kind of.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
but very different players.
But I like that he's a grump. I like grumpy players. Big, I always enjoyed watching Ryan Kessler.
He's just
Todd Bertuzzi.
He's a gamer too, right?
Yeah. Who's the other grump in the league? Draisaitl.
Oh,
great grumpy player.
McDavid's grumpy too. All the greats are grumpy.
I love a good
grumpy greats.
Yeah.
Look at McKinnon. All he does is pout. He just thinks he sucks. He's grumpy. You have to be grumpy.
Really good balance.
You just can't be Steve Lorentz every day. Every day can't be a great day.
Yeah. Game time?
Game time.
It's game time presented by Bet365, an official partner of the NHL. Must be 19 plus. Ontario only. Please play responsibly. How many games tonight? 11 games on tap tonight, boys. And also tons of March Madness stuff on here. Just putting up the NHL lines. Huge game tonight for the Detroit Red Wings. Detroit Red Wings holding on for dear life. Don't have their top two centers in Kopp and Larkin. They are hosting the Montreal Canadiens, who they're right there with in the Atlantic Division. They are minus 105 favorites in that game, minus 115 on the other side of the money line for the Montreal Canadiens. Got to tell you, Red Wings need a win. Shout out my boy Keegan, diehard Red Wings fan. He's just texting me every day about the panic that he's going through. They need a win.
Yeah.
They can't crash out again in March. They've done this how many years in a row, it feels like?
Buddy, they got Montreal,
Huge
Boston,
stretch.
Ottawa, Buffalo.
It's their season.
Atlantic.
It's their season.
Coming up.
Other games on tap tonight. What would have been a really great game on paper when they put the schedule out, but maybe less great now. Florida in Edmonton to take on the Oilers in a rematch of the Stanley Cup Final from the last 2 years. Plus 135 on the money line for the Florida Panthers, who are fully on tank mode. Minus 160 for the Edmonton Oilers in that one.
I just want to.
Yeah, go ahead.
The March Madness thing is crazy. So 16 seed Siena pushed Duke, and they end up falling short. But because Bet365 does that early payout, like 10 points or whatever,
yeah.
if you bet Siena, you got paid out.
You won
as the 16 seed. So people, if you bet long shots today, you made a couple of bucks.
Crazy. Anyways, that was Game Time presented by Bet365, an official partner of the NHL. Must be 19 plus. Ontario only. Please play responsibly.
Just looking at the schedule again tonight, sneaky important game for Seattle as well. Like Ottawa, they can't lose 2 in a row now, and they've got Nashville tonight.
Yeah. Well, I got to tell you, where's my tank sheet?
Are the Kraken fans listening? Okay, if you are listening, go do something else for a sec. Okay, can they go away? You get the Sharks in there. Give me Macklin Celebrini and the boys. Can you get Artemi Panarin and Kopitar's last
They
game?
got McMahon.
We need the Kings in there because then the Leafs get a second-round pick.
Yeah, McMahon.
There's.
You don't want to see McMahon in the playoffs?
I've seen McMahon in the playoffs. Thank you very much. I know
really
how
hope
that
you're
movie
still
ends.
plugging your ears, Seattle fans, because he was a ghost last year here. Holy smokes. Poor Bobby.
Yeah,
Poor Bobby.
great guy.
All right, let's go, and then we'll get to Russo.
All right. Take a quick break. Mike Russo, NHL writer for The Athletic, covers the Minnesota Wild. He also covered the GM meetings.
Yep.
We'll get into that.
Mm-hmm.
And what might be in store for the Wild moving forward. That all when we return to Real Kyper and Bourne. As a reminder, this hour of Real Kyper Bourne brought to you by Bet365 at Kypreos. Justin Bourne. Sammy McKee. What do you got for us, Sammy?
Nothing. But do you want me to have something?
I don't
we have
know.
our next guest. I don't know.
Sometimes you
there.
just you look.
Oh, we got Russo.
Oh, we got Mike Russo.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, let's welcome him in. NHL writer for The Athletic, covering the GM meetings. Mike, how are you?
I'm doing well, Kyper. How are you?
We're good. We're good. So a lot has been made out of Eric Tulsky and Gary Bettman over NHL Rule 48. And my only question to you is, you were there. You got a good feel of what came out of there. Are we going to be looking at a pay-per-view one day soon between Eric and Gary?
I don't know about that. I wish I was in there. That would have been fun to see in person. I don't think it was as big as it wasn't this fiery conversation. I mean, you guys know Eric. I can't imagine that he's sitting there turning on the mic and screaming, bloody murder. But I think that, they started talking about Rule 48, and clearly the Hurricanes have not been happy about it, and they feel the standard has been slipping. And I think what Eric was just saying is it almost feels like, when you say unavoidable head contact, that you're basically justifying that there's head contact, and where the league, and the way the rule is written, there's just going to be times where there's just no way of avoiding it. And there have been situations both in Carolina and league-wide where I think people have not been exactly happy. But, Kyper, you and I have been around a long time. I mean, I remember when head shots were an epidemic in the NHL. I think the league has done a really good job of pretty much getting rid of this. And so whenever anytime there is some sort of head contact, it becomes a huge story because we don't see it nearly as often as we used to be. So I think Eric was just trying to, stand up for his team, stand up for the players. And clearly Gary shut it down pretty quickly and insinuated to him that he knew where this was coming from, which, was Tom Dundon. But I don't think it was like, Eric's a very measured person, and I think that he just had a point to make and made it, and they moved on. I think what did get contentious in that room was the belief that goalie interference standard has slipped.
Yeah, I also don't understand how the point coming from an owner would somehow devalue it. It's like, the owner is upset about it. That actually gives it more weight to me. The GM thing with Verbeek talking about goaltender interference, it felt to me like, in reading a lot of the stories, that Gary Bettman was swatting back a lot of pushes. I know from the outside, a lot of us talking about the Minnesota Wild there having to draw the Dallas Stars or Colorado Avalanche in the playoff format. Seems like a little bit more frustration that Gary had to stand up for the league's direction.
Yep. I think that's fair. The one thing, the goalie interference to me is bizarre and opens up a can of worms because, last year at the GM's meetings, the league, graciously allowed us in the room to take a look at the video that the GMs got to watch on goalie interference. And the one thing that the way I took out of it is that if you go into the crease on your own volition and make contact with the goaltender, it's now on you. And here was a case the other day where Stützle did the exact same thing with Ville Husso, and then the league made a determination in there that, well, Husso was going to be able to make the save anyway, and that really opens up a can of worms because the penalty for being wrong on this is a power play, and if this happens in the playoffs, now video coaches are going to be gun shy on what to do here. So I think that was weird, and I'm somebody that again has sat in that situation for many, many times. I have a lot of respect for the job that they all do. But this one decision, I think, started to frighten some teams on how to handle this in the future. And the one thing Gary has always been adamant on is that you better make sure you're 100% correct to challenge a play. But there is one where the video coach and the Anaheim Ducks thought they were 100% correct, and it was still wrong.
So if we are looking at, once again, the most exciting first round, which can be when you potentially put two of the top 5 seeds in a first round, like, will more noise come out of the team that loses about, can Minnesota be one of those teams, or Colorado or Dallas, where you go, okay, like, enough's enough?
I think so. But look, there's one person that is determining this, and that is Gary Bettman. And if I was Craig Leopold or the owners of the Dallas Stars of Colorado Avalanche, whoever finishes 2, I don't think I'd be very happy about this. You play an 82-game schedule to get rewarded for your playoff seeding, and what this format allows is this potential of, whether it's an aberration or not, that you're going to have a situation where the wildcard teams have an easier path to maybe go and win a Stanley Cup. And to me, there's, by this justification that the league has, you might as well have had Canada and the U.S. in the quarterfinals at the Olympics. This makes no sense whatsoever. Pretty much the schedule for all teams are balanced. You play inside your division 3 or 4 times, and you play across the conference 3 times. So everybody's playing essentially the same schedule. And yet, at the end of the day, this isn't like the old days where you played inside your division 6 or 8 times. And at the end of the day, for them to go into this divisional format, it makes no sense. Now, Gary, to me, almost said the dirty little secret out loud when I was questioning about this at the GM's meetings, and that is that this is about money, that this is more eyeballs on the first round, that the series are competitive, they go longer, and the numbers prove that, than the conference finals and the second round in terms of the number of games in there. But I think, the fact is that this is a provincial sport where fans want to watch and read about their teams. And that would be the case if the 3 was playing the 6, or if the Dallas Stars were playing the Minnesota Wild in the first round. I don't think that there would be less people watching, and I don't think the first round would be any less competitive. And now you put these teams in a position where, these 3 teams in the Western Conference are going to potentially be the 3 top teams in the NHL. And the fact that they have a harder way and a path to the Stanley Cup than the Utah Mammoth or the Anaheim Ducks or things like that, or even it makes no sense whatsoever. And it feels like all the players believe that. It feels like fans agree with that. It feels like GMs agree with that. And the only person that seems not to is Gary Bettman. And I think that he's convinced the owners that this just makes them essentially more money. But I can tell you that if the Minnesota Wild lose in the first round to the Dallas Stars, it certainly won't make the Minnesota Wild more money. And that to me is what Craig Leopold and some of these owners should be griping at.
Well, yeah, and it also just undercuts the legs out from the league as a serious athletic competition. If you're saying we want this matchup earlier, even though it's not, it's not fair to these teams. So it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me.
And the other thing, Justin, is like next year in the World Cup, it's. I don't know if they've publicly said it, but the United States and Canada are going to be in the North American pool of the World Cup, and those 2 teams are going to be in Calgary for the round robin. And the league is going to try to do everything in its power to make sure that those 2 teams go to Edmonton for the semifinal. Well, why are they doing that? Because
make sure they get the gate.
Exactly. I mean, that's like. So I don't know. I just don't think that the goal to me is to have a Stanley Cup would be. I'm looking at banners, by the way, in Minnesota that don't exist. I just see a Mikko Koivu banner, but that's about it. To me, the whole point of having a Stanley Cup is having a tournament where the best team has the best ability to make it. And I just think to have an 82-game schedule, soon to be 84, where you make it more difficult for the top teams potentially in the league, I just think it's difficult. Now, as Bill Guerin, who has been somebody that has been a little bit outspoken on this topic, he even says, be careful what you wish for. Anybody could beat anybody. But if all of a sudden you go 1 to 8, you're not going to become the NBA where, you're just going to have sweeps in the first round. No. That's not the way it is. What you will get is the drama of maybe like the LA Kings years ago having a chance to win a Stanley Cup. And I just think that there should be some reward for running through your regular season. And right now, clearly in this format, there are going to be years where that just doesn't happen, and that's happened in 2017. Last year, Dallas and Colorado playing in the first round. It just should not be this way.
You're watching and listening to Mike Russo, NHL writer for The Athletic. Trade deadline, we heard a lot of big names. Some didn't move. Just your feeling coming out of the GM meetings. Were you able to talk to a few, whether you want to mention or not, about what happened at the trade deadline and how much could be a carryover to the draft or throughout the summer, Mike?
Yeah, I think that I think the retention issue is a big thing. I think LTI created some issues, and I just think it became more complicated. It's obviously a thinner pool. I think that, the St. Louis Blues clearly shopped around Robert Thomas, even though they maybe didn't go to him for a trade. And I think what they're doing is setting the table for a potential move this summer. Here in Minnesota, I could tell you for a fact that if you don't know Bill Guerin too well, if you don't think that he tried to make a big swing, especially on the heels of making the Quinn Hughes trade. So I think that there is no doubt this summer that he's going to try to make another big move. The question is, does he have the assets anymore to do that? Scott Wheeler at the Athletic is doing the Athletics prospect pool, and in 1 year the Minnesota Wild dropped from 2 to 23 in our pool, and one reason is because he has traded the Wild have traded a lot of picks and prospects in the last couple of years. Obviously in the Quinn Hughes trade and the Juracek trade, trading away Murat Huzandinov. So I don't even know if the Wild are going to be able to really make some big type trades this offseason, but clearly Bill Guerin is going to swing. He tried at the deadline clearly to get some sort of upgrade up the middle, wasn't able to do that, so he worked around the edges. But talking to GMs down in Florida, it is very clear that there was a lot of table setting from a lot of teams for potential moves this summer. And as our Pierre LeBrun has reported, there was really a potential for fireworks this offseason, whether it's a Robert Thomas, whether it's even a Brady Tkachuk, whether it's an Auston Matthews or a Matty Knies. I mean, clearly there's going to have to be some decisions made in Toronto on how to, get this team on track here, and that could be breaking into the core even further than Mitch Marner.
Yeah. Yesterday on the show, we actually accused you of tampering.
I know. I've heard that. I didn't hear from you, but I've had a lot of fans accusing me of tampering. I didn't know it was sports writing.
I appreciate you saying we. It was me.
It was me. We accused you of tampering. The pitcher selected for the story was Auston Matthews. I think it is, by the way, we are very aware of the situation. And I think it's fair to ask, are you hearing noise about Matthews, Minnesota?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say that I'm hearing noise, but I know Bill Guerin really well, and there's no doubt that he would be in on that if Auston ever went to market. Again, I just don't know if the Wild would have the assets to get that done, because I think any GM is going to look at the Quinn Hughes trade as sort of the template in a trade like that, and the Wild could not do another, Liam Ogren, Z Boyum, Marco Rossi in a first. They just don't have those assets anymore. And I think if Auston Matthews suddenly became on the trade market, I think there'd be a lot of teams in it. But look, the Wild have been trying for 25, 26 years to get a number one center. They haven't been able to. We know what Bill Guerin thinks of Auston. So I think he'd just be, let's put it this way, if he suddenly was on the trade block, the Wild would be in on that. If Robert Thomas was suddenly on the trade block, the Wild would be in on that. If Brady Tkachuk, who's not a center, was suddenly on the trade block, Billy would be in on that. They want to make one more big move. They clearly tried it at the deadline. It didn't work. Vincent Trocheck's obviously not of the ilk of that, but they tried to make that work. But I'm not trying to tamper for Bill Guerin. And
we know. Whether it's Auston or even Trocheck, his name will come up again in the off season. Can they even nibble around the edges, or did they just spend too much on Quinn Hughes to go back to back?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. And, that's why I didn't love the Huzandinov trade, because at least, then it would be Huzandinov or Ogren in the Quinn Hughes deal. And at least you'd have one of them this offseason to maybe move. So, now they put themselves in a position where they're going to have to probably offer around Volstad, Urov. Obviously, they have Charlie Stramel, some other prospects as well, but I don't know if they have. I have just if maybe Trocheck they would have a chance for, but I just have trouble buying that if Auston Matthews went to market, that the Wild would be able to, unless Auston said, I'm only going to Minnesota, which, I know Toronto fans don't want to hear. I just don't see how the Wild have those assets. But, look, I mean, Bill Guerin is motivated this summer to do something significant. Clearly, he set the table on some things, and we'll see if it happens. But I do have my doubts on just the number of prospects, not their desire, but just the prospects and the picks and the trade assets that they have right now to make those type of big moves. I have no doubt they went hard after Robert Thomas. I know they went hard after Vincent Trocheck, and so we'll see what they do this offseason.
Mike, really appreciate your time, and thanks for sharing some of that insight from the general manager meetings.
Yep, anytime, and just don't get me $1 million fine, please.
Thanks, Russo. Appreciate
Mike Russo, NHL writer for The Athletic. Listen, every general manager wants to look like the guy that's in on things and busy and all of that. But Matthews is going to bring you home 3, if not 4 quality grade A pieces.
Yeah, someone's going to have to.
And I don't think Minnie has it, or else they would have gone and shored up their center ice right now, because you're in this Quinn Hughes window. They I think he,
the Quindo,
I think,
if you will.
The Quindo.
I think they missed an opportunity at center ice. I don't know how they're going to go to a conference final.
You don't, eh?
Minnie?
I mean, you got to beat Dallas and Colorado,
Yes.
bud.
Yeah. Right?
I do wonder what happened there. You know,
Eriksson Ek.
Yeah, Guerin talked after the deadline, was like, he's my buddy from the Olympics. I thought his price would come down to the end for Trocheck, and it just never did.
Yeah.
I don't doubt that Bill Guerin is aggressive and willing to do big things, as we saw with the Quinn Hughes thing. So the prices must have been very high. There's just a price where you're stupid to pay it. You set dumb prices and say, who wants to pay it? And it's not always smart to pay it.
Can the Leafs get Boldy back?
No chance.
No chance. But that's, to me,
Wow.
that's.
Now we're talking. Like,
You-
if you're doing that
Yeah,
kind
but that's
of
just
thing.
a player for player.
I mean, yeah. but
I
he's
don't
much
know. I
younger,
mean,
yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out ways. You're out of first
Leafs
rounders.
fans,
You're out
Faber?
of.
Leafs fans, plug your ears.
Faber?
They wouldn't do it 1-for-1.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
Faber?
Nah, I'm into it.
Now we're talking.
But they wouldn't do that either.
No way. So you guys were talking a little bit about Gary there with Russo. I got to tell you, I don't know if it's just he's been in charge for a long time, and it's always the same tone. I don't know. I'm kind of sick of the act.
No, I think it's good to have someone who is firm like Gary.
I don't know. Is it like for example, the NBA has all these issues with the tanking, and it's just Adam Silver's just like rules. We're doing rules. We're figuring things out. We're willing to change. And it's just your whole fan base is screaming about the playoffs. All the general
playoffs is an obvious one.
but
he's
he's just like
change
it's
on it.
perfect. I love it. It's just like, can you just give a little bit?
First of all, I'm not surprised on any of this coming out of a general manager's meeting that it's been a long season, compressed schedule.
People are just
Okay.
pissed.
No, it's just everyone's tired. Everybody's short. And you want to go and have a general manager's meeting when these guys have just been through a trade deadline. They're all coming in without a clear, open mind. They all come in with their own agenda. And I'll guarantee you that the exchange between Tulsky and Gary stems from an incident that happened 3 or 4 weeks ago when Tom Wilson ate Stankoven behind the net where there was no penalty.
There's one on Chatfield they're mad about.
They are pissed and they come in loaded. They don't care about anything else about their own personal feel and agenda. And it doesn't help. It doesn't set up a healthy environment to look at big picture stuff. Don't have the meeting a week after the trade deadline with 14 games to go. Okay.
Guys
It's
are just
just
pissed off and
it's no good.
Coming in hot.
Everybody's tired.
The problem is these are really legitimate points to raise.
July
Yeah,
is a good time.
totally.
Okay. Get off
the dock.
the dock and go meet. And you don't even have to meet. Do it on a Zoom call.
Oh, you got to meet.
No,
You gotta meet.
no. They've already canceled a meeting. They used to have in September a coaches GM meeting. Wiped out. Zoom it,
Yeah.
boys.
Could have been an email.
Okay.
Those guys, though, they got no pull. They can't change
Just
the state of the game.
Whatever the case is, that this past week GM meetings, not good time.
You know what?
But
I think
go ahead.
the Bettman standing stuff to me, the playoff format, it's a lack of respect for the whole product that you don't think that your 7 seed can give your 2 seed a run. Like, I'm sorry, every single year an 8 seed wins a round. Every single year
But
now.
Giving a point in 3-on-3 in 5 minutes is disrespecting your 60 minutes.
Yeah. I get their case that fans want a conclusion after paying their hundreds of dollars for being there.
Yeah. Rocks, paper, scissors.
I see it more than I see this.
Okay.
But
You
I
ever want-
get your point.
You want 5-on-5 for 5 and then a tie. that what you want?
I just, to me, it's
And we all
it's
go
so,
home
It's so not our game. That's all.
Well, then all games should be worth 3 points. You win in regulation, you should get your 3 points there.
Yeah.
Fresh coat of paint.
But
I'm all
that's not
for
going to
that.
change either, because Gary, every time you ask him about anything, he's pissed off at you that you'd have any.
The audacity
Yeah,
to try
exactly
to
the
improve
word.
the league.
Why would you try to change the perfect league that there's nothing wrong with? It's just, and same with Kypreos. We're perfect. Nothing's wrong. There's things that are, it's a sick league, but there's things that are wrong.
I deal 2 hours a day with audacity coming from
Buddy,
you.
listen, you got to deal with me. They should change the league. Anyways.
But yeah, those are. I like the point about maybe doing that in the summertime
Or September.
or September. Yeah, sure, just before the season works too.
These guys got to get to the dock. They got to get to the
Next
dock.
year, when there's 84 games, you'll have played every team the same amount of times.
I do worry about, like, it's too much.
Oh yeah,
It's just too much.
Oh, it's way too much.
I think we are approaching. Guys are going to need load management. Like you just can't keep upping the total of games and expect the same
Leon
output.
Draisaitl, that may be such a blessing in disguise that guy gets a little time off now.
Healthy as a horse for playoffs.
Our thanks
Beat the
moments ago
Squibs in the first round.
to Mike Russo, NHL writer with The Athletic, Adam Oates at the top of the hour, and our very own Luke Fox. All right, boys, tomorrow, off the rails, we got Dougie Boy.
I got a text.
Find him.
I'll find him.
All right.